Hey, I'm Scotty T from Your Comedy Minute. I have an amazing, amazing man named Larry Volz, also known as Doc Volz. Doc, Larry, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, thanks, Scott, and same here. Thanks for
Oh,
having me on.
don't start up sucking up. You're the amazing guy, man. I don't know where. Well, let's start. You're in Richmond, Virginia.
Mhm. Yep,
I've
yep.
been there. I've been there many times. I stayed at the Jefferson Hotel one time.
Oh, nice. Not
Yeah, that was a
Ritzy.
big deal.
Yeah,
That was
man,
a
you
big
got
deal.
big burger money, big wallet than I have. I tell you what.
No, 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 no. I worked for a record company. They paid for it.
Ah, cool.
But Doc, I'm going to call you Doc if I can.
Sure.
Doc, were you born and raised in Richmond, or did you? How did that?
No, I was born in Kentucky, but I grew up in Newport News and just ended up here. I've been kind of a rolling stone my life. My dad was military, so we moved from base to
Okay,
base, and
okay,
I've been but Richmond, I've been here for a good 20 years. I love the city.
okay. Well, and part of the reason I said you're an amazing man is because you are a comedian, a hypnotist, a magician. I'm going to put the links to your YouTube channel and stuff. And my God, where do we start? Where
Well,
okay, I guess the first question is always, when did you start doing comedy or hypnotism or magic? How did it start, Larry?
I tell you, I've always kind of liked to entertain folks, and
Okay,
magic started off doing
okay,
magic. I did that uh, for about 10 years on cruise ships.
okay.
Uh, it was just wonderful. I wanted to be David Copperfield back
Okay.
then, and
So that was
uh,
your first. Let me interrupt for just a second. That was the first that you started performing for people was doing magic.
yep, yep,
Okay,
yeah,
on
had
cruise ships.
Oh, everywhere. Princess was the one I did last. I
Okay,
did that for about a year, Holland America. I did half a dozen lines. It was a good time in my life.
okay,
Had parrots that flew around, and I was doing big illusions. And when my wife and I decided to have kids, we decided to get off cruise ships, and we were trying to make we had a theater production for 2 years. We were at the Williamsburg Theater, and it was, again, it was good experience, but I needed something. Uh, I found hypnosis, or it found me, and then I thought of it first as another great show, but then also I could help people with it, and so I've been doing both comedy hypnosis shows at colleges for a decade, and or more, God, no more, and I'm doing hypnotherapy as well, and so that's where I was uh, pre-stroke. That was kind
yeah.
of my
And
history.
do you want to mention that because I don't, but you had a stroke. I don't know when did you have the stroke?
Yeah, it was about almost 11 months ago.
Okay,
And
you're doing
yeah, that
phenomenal.
was,
You're doing phenomenal.
well, thank you. Thank you.
You really are.
Man, I tell you what, it was a learning experience and
Yeah.
still is. It's, you know, people don't talk about stroke much,
No.
yet 1 in 4 people are going to have one in their lifetime.
Oh,
One in
I'm
four.
lucky if I get through this interview.
Oh.
I don't mean to make light of it because and
No, it's
please
okay.
don't it's a comedy show.
But
But
I'm
no,
always
I did
making
not
fun of it. Go
know.
for
I
it.
did not know because for people that don't know, Larry and
Mm,
I've never met.
mm,
We only agreed, we've been trying to get together. And as of like this morning, I contacted Larry via Messenger. And so we just got this together.
Yeah.
And I had no idea that you, in other words, I saw this video of you in Richmond, and there were all
Mhm.
these college kids, and you were hypnotizing. So I had no idea that you had a stroke until I started looking. I was like, oh my gosh,
Mhm.
it's amazing
Oh, thanks.
where you've come from. But let's go back if you don't mind, because
Sure.
like that video in Richmond, I think it's Richmond, University of Richmond, is that right?
Might be. I've done so many colleges. I don't
No,
know.
I mean all these college kids, you had because hypnotism has always perplexed me
Mm.
because you had like a lot of kids. When I say
Mm.
kids, I think they were college kids.
Yeah, yeah.
You had them. You had a batch on stage wiggling around.
Mm. Yeah, it was. I think I know. Well, I can picture the show you're talking about. I can't remember where it was.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I was amazed by it, Larry.
Oh, that's cool. It amazes me too. It's
Well, I mean, if you don't mind, let me run through a couple more. You won the battle of hypnotists in Tokyo. Is that right?
yep.
And you were on a show with Penn and Teller.
Yep, yep. It was yeah. It was my 15 minutes of fame,
Oh, we're
that
gonna keep
was
it going. We'll get you 20. You deserve more.
yay. All right.
I'm all about it.
All
No,
right.
and maybe maybe this video won't maybe other people won't be as amazed by hypnotism as I am. But like for instance, can you share with me how you can get so because I saw the Amazing Kreskin,
Okay.
okay, and I'm familiar with a little bit, but how can you get like that college show? Do you remember enough of that? How you can get so many people at one time?
Oh yeah. Well, a hypnotist is like a coach for a person's imagination. All right.
Okay.
So I do a test in the whole audience, and that was a big show, probably 2,000 people or so, right?
Yeah, it was a lot
And
of people.
yeah, so it's about 10% of people are really good at hypnosis. Like anybody can be hypnotized in therapy and do good stuff with it, but some people are really good. And so you do tests in the audience to find out who's got some real talent. And now with 2,000 people, we had some real talented folks. And so I bring them up, and whether it's one person or 20 people, I have them close their eyes. I tell them what to imagine. And if they can hear me, they'll all achieve that kind of experience.
Well,
So,
they were hot. They were hot. They were,
all
what?
right.
And then you would say stop, and they would all stop or freeze. I mean, it's just so cool to me.
Oh, it never ceases to amaze me. It's
Well, you said something there, and well, you said that they're very talented, or that they, in other words, you said only like 10%
yeah.
are more susceptible to being hypnotized.
I'd say they're like uh really it's like say somebody who can sing. Everybody can sing. Some people are
Thing better
okay,
than
some
others.
people are real talented, and they're
Right.
real talented at hypnosis. And if you've got a bigger group, you can really pluck out the people you feel like are going to react. And I'm really just for that show, except for hypnotizing them, I'm just kind of the ringmaster. I point and tell them what to imagine, then let them go.
So now, and I want to get to, and I don't want to forget it because, and hopefully, you don't mind talking about it, but like a favorite show you've done and a least favorite show. I always like the least favorite because that's where the meat is. In other
uh,
words, do your favorite show. Do you have a favorite show that you remember you've done so far?
mm,
Cruise ship or wherever, or you played for a big, like maybe that show in Richmond or wherever.
the cruise ships have got to be my favorite shows because
Okay.
consistently they have about an audience of 2,500. They're in a great mood. It's theater seating with great lighting,
Yeah, yeah.
so
People want to.
everything comes together, and it was just but then again, the college kids are so imaginative. Yeah, I don't know if I can pick out a favorite. I've got, I love them
Okay.
all.
All
You
right.
know,
Well,
least
get to
favorite
my
is
least
these.
favorite. You know, I
Yeah,
want that one. That's the one I want.
it's my least favorite. Uh, which is funny because I brag about it and all my promo stuff.
That's what I want, Larry. I want the Doc. I want the good stuff, Doc.
Oh, wait a minute. No, oh, maybe no.
I'll tell you
I'll
what.
tell you about.
Do one now. Do one
I,
now, and save the other one for your comedy minute at the end. Okay.
oh, okay.
Unless you
Well,
got something already get lined up. Go ahead. Go ahead. Do them.
okay.
Just do them.
Well,
It's your
okay.
time.
This is my least favorite show. No, this has hit me. I was a young 20 something, all full of spit and vinegar, thinking I was badass David Copperfield, Dick Star coming up. And the strip club calls me and asked me if I could do a hypnosis show, an X-rated hypnosis show at the strip club.
Oh my God.
What could possibly go wrong?
This is comedy gold, man. This is great stuff.
Oh man! So they at the time, I was married, and
Okay.
I wasn't fully confident she'd be comfortable with that. And
Okay.
so I gave him a really high price, figuring, yeah, he's not going to bring me out and I want to have to ask. But he said, yes, it was like 5 grand. You wanted to pay me to come out there,
To a
do a
strip
show
club.
for a strip. Is that got 200 strippers? I mean, it's a big place, right? And he's going to be paying me 5,000 to go to Florida. So I said, okay,
This is
uh,
Florida. Is that what you said? Florida?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, my wife heard Florida, so she decided she wanted to go too,
Okay.
And when I got there, I just didn't mention there was this strip club until we drove by it, and I went, oh, they didn't mention it. And then when they got inside of it, um, I'm checking it all out. They wanted that. I told them the only way a bunch of guys are gonna want to see a hypnosis show if the girls are up there and I'm hypnotizing them. Oh
Okay.
yeah, no problem. Anyway, I get there and there's a poster, big poster on the wall, and in big giant letters it says porn star Ron Jeremy, right?
Right.
Underneath it, porn star Dakota. Now the slightly smaller letters. Underneath that, juggler, smaller letters. Midgets with nachos. And little bitty print at the bottom. X-rated hypnotist.
Okay.
So I got second billing under midgets with nachos.
Midgets with nachos.
Yes. Which, to be fair, they had a good act.
So, so, well, Doc, I got to know, how did the gig go?
Oh, that's why it's my least favorite. Oh my God. Only one of the girls was willing to volunteer at all. She was
And you probably
gorgeous.
couldn't get her hypnotized.
She was always looking. She's saying, how do they pay attention to me? It's another. And I had a couple of guys from the audience
Oh, that's
drunk
great.
off their ass. And they kind of went in. I'm glad no one filmed it.
How, how did the midgets with nachos do?
Oh, they killed.
I'm sorry. Sorry. I'm sorry. You set me up too good, man. And Ron Jeremy, that porn star. Now he's got a. I don't know. Is he still around? I know he had some. He had something with Cabeza.
Oh, did I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and
I
that's
just,
why, just so you know, Larry, when you mentioned 200 strippers, I said, "Well, where's it at? I want to know which one."
I don't
I've never
remember.
been to a joint that had 200 girls in it.
Well, they didn't have 200 on stage at the time, but there's probably 10 or 12 on stage. It was huge. And
I'm just
multiple
teasing. Now
showrooms,
now
lots
you
of
said
purple neon.
well, we're discounting all. Now you said you have another least favorite. Do you have another least favorite you want to talk about or no?
Yeah, as I thought about it, it's nowhere near as funny.
That's good though. I'll
Yeah.
tell you what, that I don't think you get much better than Ron Jeremy and midgets with nachos.
Yeah, I didn't think that story's got a good cast of characters.
Well,
So.
hey, you got 5 grand out of the deal.
I know.
That's the best. That's the best.
I wish
Um,
more gigs are like that. No, I don't. Some gigs aren't worth the money.
so uh, nowadays, because obviously back then, cruise ships and everything. Since the stroke, you're probably just now getting around a little bit as far as getting out a little bit.
Yeah, I started off, when I first had this stroke, I had, complete paralysis on this side with
Yeah,
leg arm and, couldn't pronunciate anything.
yeah,
And, starting about 3, 4 months in, it was clean enough that people could understand. I still had, at that time, I couldn't do anything with the arm.
right.
And, I was, fiddling with magic with the left hand. I've learned how to shuffle them okay with the left hand and
Yeah,
do a couple of magic tricks. But, I can't, I may take years if I get that back.
yeah.
And I just, I've always wanted to do comedy.
Okay.
And, maybe it was a little intimidated by, because if you got magic, you've always got the
Yeah.
trick,
Okay.
and hypnosis. But writing, comes from your heart, your own experiences and observations about the world. There, it's
So,
always big,
and my
thought.
apologies, but again, we're just getting to meet and everything.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
now you're pretty much doing like stand up, pretty much straight stand up comedy.
Yeah, yeah. I've done a
Okay.
few magic tricks in the
Okay.
community, but most of it's all short comedy. I'm
Okay.
enjoying it like crazy. It really is
Do you want to
rewarding.
do? Do you feel like doing a little bit? Do you want to do a little material or no? It's up to
Yeah,
you.
yeah, I can,
Go
yeah,
ahead. Go
yeah.
ahead.
Now this is strange, just doing comedy for
Go
just as
ahead.
that's cool though. Well, let's see. When I walk on stage, this is a new thing that I've been doing. When I walk out on stage, you can really tell right off the bat when I'm singing, not so much, but I'm kind of limping up to the stage, and
Right.
I tell them up front, hey, it's obvious that I'm somebody with a disability. I have what's known as horizontal ass crack syndrome. I know it's a joke, but it's more serious than you think. Most people's like this. Mine's more, like that. It's in pants never fit right. You
Right.
know, a drawstring waistband can give you a hell of a wedgie. And when I slide down a playground slide, it sounds like this. Oh yeah, and I also had a stroke. But and it's something that I try to look at the bright side. Like
Right.
I was paralyzed on the right side,
Right.
but I'm left-handed now. And some people laugh at that. And just
No, you do a whole bit about that, and it was actually pretty good. But again, I think, like you said, people don't talk about strokes, and you're showing tremendous courage to get up there and do it.
oh yeah, yeah. Thanks. It's just, let's see what oh, I tell you what one of my favorite bits is. Um well, I talk about how I like to try different things. And so I tried acupuncture, and
Okay.
you've ever done acupuncture?
No, no, no.
Oh man, it's relaxing. I think it's cool, but it weirds me out. And
Sure.
you think about those needles sticking out of somebody. I figure somewhere there's a voodoo doll going, what the hell? And how it started is bizarre. They say it started in the battlefields of China. You know,
Really?
yeah, like somebody was hit by an arrow. And I think, how the hell does that go? He's starting off, he's charging, and then boom, ah, I've been shot. Wait a minute. The little things that were bothering me don't seem so stressful all of a sudden. Yeah, hit me so hard, Joe. An arrow, So there you go.
Yeah.
I have thoughts like that have to spew out of my mouth.
Do
You know,
you do you find that the true life stuff is your favorite?
well, you know, uh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's one of the things that I think is so beautiful about stand-up comedy is we have the opportunity to tell truth to power or tell truth to people who are hurting,
Yeah.
you know? Yeah, we potentially have immense power in what we say, and I'm trying. I'm just a beginner at this, but I'm trying to be honest and vulnerable. Unless I can get a cheap laugh, I'll take that too.
Well,
So
sure, sure, but and the only reason I mention it is because I think that the best humor, and I've done, and again, not that I know anything, I don't profess to know that I know any more about anyone else within comedy, about comedy,
yeah,
but I've done 150 of these or so. I've been blessed to have some
yeah.
amazing comedians on.
You're like an expert. If you
No,
how
no, 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 no.
God,
Don't say it. Don't say that, Larry. You
uh,
are an amazing man. I'm just a schlub from Pennsylvania, but um, the best humor seems to come from truth and what's happened in your life, a story, or that's why I talk about your comedy minute, where you know uh, it's hard for you to imagine someone that can't think back and go, oh my God, when I was a kid, or some story, or even just a TV show that they watch. That's my favorite thing. Whenever I see that, I laugh. And but I also, and I don't want to get in a rant here, but there are some people. I've talked to some comedians that they talk about going to a comedy club and they're trying to do comedy, and there's a guy sitting there like this. And why did you come to the club, sir? Were you,
right.
you know, there, there's some people that just don't have a comedy, thing. Like I do jokes and, eight people will laugh. And there's one guy, why don't you do something funny? Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
Take it easy, Bob.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you'd focus on the other 99%, right?
Sure. Sure.
Yeah. And sometimes somebody looks close enough, inside they're falling apart. you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I guess. Yeah. No, I'm one
Yeah.
of those when people make me laugh. I mean, I do. I have a belly laugh.
Uh,
I got a big
that,
belly too. So, but
that's cool.
listen, as far as, and I'm a little scared. I don't like talking about the hypnotism because I'm afraid you'll put some voodoo curse on me.
Too late.
And that scares the shit out of me. I'll tell you what, like I said, I saw Kreskin,
Uh,
and I guess that's why I'm so taken back by, and and you know what? Let's just touch on this because you mentioned to me that you had like a client or something. You're still doing hypnotists to help people, right?
yeah, yeah. Um, it's weird. Um, I didn't think I was speaking well enough to do hypnosis, but yeah, I've had a couple people reach out to me, and I've done a couple clients, and they're doing fine. It's
Do you
yeah.
do you just because I'm curious, and I apologize. I know it's a comedy show, but I'm just so curious about help people quit smoking,
Mhm.
help
Yeah,
people lose
that's
weight. Can you help people lose weight or
yeah. You can. I like working with smokers and fears and phobias, stress. Yeah, there's a lot of things that can be
what about
done.
alcohol?
Uh, I could, but it's not really legal unless you're the kind of counselor for me. We could, if you, I could
Larry, we may need
push
to talk
someone
off the
up
record. We
they
may need to
need.
talk off the. I was
Right.
stopped the recording a little early. We need to do something for my liver's twitching right now. I got.
Oh, ain't nothing worse than a twitching liver.
Hey, I tell you what, I don't. I have a funny little drinking problem I got,
Yeah.
and I got to do some drugs too. I'm going to need a lot of work, Larry.
All right. Well, you can be my one guy, just, work with you.
Well, what we'll do, Larry, is we'll discuss all this, and we'll come back on in a few months, and we'll see if you can get me straightened out a little bit.
I don't know if a few months will take it, Scott. I don't know.
Oh, Larry, you're right. Hey, what did I do when 62 years is done? Hey, listen, I was sober for like 15 years,
Yeah.
and then I turned 16. Now
Guys.
stop it. Now stop it.
Now I'm not much of a drinker myself, to be
Oh,
honest.
I'm
I'm
sorry to
more of
hear
a
that.
cannabis carnivore. I
That
like
you
to pick,
know,
I
man,
like
oh man. Hey, I told you I do it all.
I like the big things that make me back.
I'm an eye, ear, nose, and throat specialist.
One thing I talk about on stage, I think it's wrong that we don't have more medicine and pastries. We have right. We, we got the pie brownies. Why not antibiotic brownies? You
I'll tell
know?
you what. Steve Goldberg and I did a bit about these commercials
Yeah.
that they have. I don't know if you've seen it, but Jardians. Have you seen the Jardians commercial?
The diamond rings.
Where there no Jardians, medicine.
No,
They're
I didn't
dancing
know.
around.
Right?
I do diabetes, but I manage it well.
Oh God, no.
Well, that makes you swell. The commercials for the medicines are absolutely ridiculous.
Oh God.
Have you seen that commercial?
I haven't seen that one. No.
Oh man, wait till you see that. That's comedy joy.
Oh
What
my
was so
God.
funny, and I don't want to steal his line, but Steve Goldberg said, "Have you seen these commercials? Hell, the people with stage 4 cancer are living a better life than I am. They're hiking, they're going through the woods, and they got stage 4 cancer." I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just thought that was a great bit.
Yeah, God. Yeah, those commercials, the list of side effects.
Yeah,
Oh
you're
God.
right.
Oh my God. I've always wanted to do a commercial. Hey man, maybe I'll do that now. I can do that. I'm better visually.
There
But
you
have a
go.
side by side like commercial, maybe mimic a Santa's commercial and with the hypnosis and have you know, emphasize all those terrible side effects,
Yeah.
bad dreams, suicide
Diarrhea.
and leakage, and those side effects. You're going to be more relaxed,
Yeah.
just side by side.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
my friend, we're going to run out of time, and I don't want to do that. I want to make sure that you mention everything you want to mention, and then we'll get to your comedy minute. So please take a second,
Uh,
Larry Doc Voles, and
well,
Larry Doc Voles or Doc Voles.
he said I'll go to
But
level.
whatever, I just want to make sure that you tell the people we got a few minutes. Make sure you're in Richmond. Anything that you want to tell people, please do.
Okay. Well, let's see. This next Thursday, if you're in Richmond, I'm at the Comedy Coalition with some other great people up
Okay,
there doing the bit. Um, I didn't get to talk about my newest thing is
go ahead.
I'm uh a laughter yoga teacher. I've
Okay,
been certified by Madan Katari, is a guy who invented
okay,
it, and it's something that I love. It just is good for the mood, the energy. It's just all around good stuff. And I'm looking for kind of a home for Laughter Yoga Club in Richmond. If you have any Richmond viewers
okay,
and somebody knows a good place, I want to make it a free club for everybody.
okay.
And yeah, I guess that's the main things I really want to mention now.
Right.
RichmondHypnosisCenter.com if they need
Yeah.
help.
I'll
And
put the links to
oh
your
yeah,
YouTube
yeah,
and all that when I air this. It'll be about 2 weeks from now, but I'll put all the links.
cool, cool.
And let me just cover that yoga thing. You would like help getting a place to do this in Richmond, right?
Yeah, I'm starting to look around, and yeah, if anybody
Yeah.
knows, yeah.
So and is it can people contact you as far as getting to be part of the yoga thing with you?
Yeah, absolutely. On
Okay.
Instagram, my Instagram is at Larry the Hypnotist. If you go
Okay.
to RVA Laugh Club,
Yeah, I'll
that's
put all the links in, but
RVA.
yeah, I want to
Yeah,
try and help you as much as I can.
appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're a great guy, man, and I have
Well, thanks, Scott.
I have nothing but
Well,
the utmost respect for you. You
uh,
not just what I admire is, and I don't want to run out of time because we got to get to your comedy minute. But people say about, well, Scotty T, you have a picture with Ringo Starr. You did all this. That's all stuff I did. That's all stuff I did. I still want to do your comedy minute. I still want to contribute. And I
right.
think that that's what's so cool about you, Larry, is that
Uh,
you've done all this stuff, been on Penn and Teller, and yet you're reinventing yourself again after a stroke. And man, I God bless you. You're inspiration to me.
well, thank you
And
very
I'm counting on you to help me stop this funny little drinking and drug problem I got.
much.
We got to
Oh
talk off
man.
the air about that.
All right, fair enough.
All right. Well, look, you know what time it is. It's my favorite time. It's what's all over the walls here. Larry Doc Voles, your comedy minute. Go ahead, my friend.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you, and I so enjoyed this. And you say I'm an inspiration, and if other people say that, and I really do appreciate when some people say it. But I always wonder, inspire them to do what? Not take their blood pressure medicine, right? Or what I like to inspire people is to, laugh at adversity, laugh
Yeah.
at when you can't do anything about it, laugh and move on, or get together and laugh at the friends.
Yeah.
But more than anything else, I want to inspire people to give me money.
Okay. Okay. Larry, Larry, Larry,
Oh,
you built me up so much there, and you just want money. It's called GoFundMe.
Yes, I know, but they stopped doing that when it started
Okay,
being
all right.
healthier,
So,
you know.
Larry, listen, until you help me out with my funny drug and drinking problem, we got nowhere. You're not getting shit from me. You're not getting a damn thing. Well, my friend, listen, it's been a real pleasure. I
Oh,
mean,
same here,
you
Scott.
are a blessing.
Uh,
Thank you for everything. Let me stop the recording so we can talk a minute or two off the air, if that's all right.
all right, bud. I really enjoyed it.
I really enjoyed my time too. Hang in there.